I hated that thing.
Yeah?
I hated that thing.
Which one?
That my mother had to wake up and go raise other kids, white kids. When we were young, we grew up in community groups in Tembisa, doing community theater, and we were exposed to the market theater at some point, and the city and all of that. And I believed that to be a successful artist in this country, you need to go to Joburg.
The beginning of the play is not the beginning of the world.
The
Ending of the play is
the
not
end
the
of the
ending
world.
of the world.
Yeah.
Papa, le kae? How wa ke rena bana ba? Be ke santse ke fitlhile na mpile le yana bile ke mo ke sa le mo Edenvale re a record even.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So ke tla bona hore ke feta neng mo mara keke yona e sa le gona ke tlo tla le yona.
Una bothata guru itaira rote se ka pela ka re di re ma 11 ke ba ke tswa ke kereke.
Wa ona bothata. Ke tla make sure ge ke tla early.
All right.
Okay, ga ona bothata ba dumela ka gae.
Ba tla dumela.
Love you.
Love you more.
Oh my
Bye.
God, that is so nice. But my problem is different, though. My problem is more like a creative flood, right? So I have the idea that is flooding through me. If I don't give it a world, characters, so like it directs the flow, right? Because if otherwise I'm gonna lose it.
I can't work in
For me, I need something to like. There's so much information that is being processed. I need baskets to hold this information like this.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, College is holding here, this one is holding here, this one is holding here, this one is holding here.
We've been consistent.
Yes.
We have a theater week that has been in for 10 years.
No,
You've
no,
been
no,
in
no,
slams.
no, no,
You've
no,
won
no,
a slams for how long?
hey.
We've been consistent, my guy.
But from Jim,
Okay.
weekly
Solely, you'll
consistency.
tell us.
That's yearly consistency. That's fine. We've done those many times.
Weekly constant is nice.
Weekly is the one. Like, I get to see you guys every week.
But also you think different because
True, yeah.
I look forward to recording with you guys.
Yes.
It's like I'm like, oh,
I can't wait until we get money. Like, for
Hey,
it.
ne?
So it can fund itself.
I think
it's still quite.
we can apply for funding.
Yeah. It's still quite costly. I'll be honest.
You know, there's the South African podcast association. Is it? Wait, Ghana, what does SAGA stand for?
I don't know.
Guild, yes. So that one is South African Podcast Guild.
Yeah, even NFVF, we could create stuff.
Yes, true. With that one,
That's
especially.
why like the episode today is important because then we need to talk about what finding is.
Yeah. And a question.
Sorry, before
Yes.
we start the episode, I want us not to detach ourselves from ourselves. I don't know if it makes sense.
Yes.
We are world builders. We are artists. We are makers. We are builders of the world. But we are sitting here. We should not take off that thinking because we are building a community that's going to participate. People that would never be in a theater is what I'm seeing with TikTok. TikTok is bringing great people who are art practitioners that I would never met in an ordinary day.
And they're good at like building characters.
100%.
Like whereby it's like someone has that alter ego and they really like put in all these details
really
into a
did,
person.
I mean, it really did like put a microscope on creatives and creativity, especially people that are treated as their career, people like us. Right?
Yeah.
And then you log on to TikTok, you find someone who's consistently doing creative skits more than you. And they're like, what the... And because they are... For them, they don't approach it with that level of seriousness. Yeah. That you take it like, it's just, you know what I mean? They just do it like every day and they train themselves and then they come like better at it. Obviously, there's some parameters to consider.
But abanya budget. But wale TikTok over phone.
But then also the creativity.
We are mazi u telebranch. Ubabam.
Yeah.
And that thing, trend. Yeah. And because they've built that world and they believe in it, as much as we've built These Are Not My Shoes, Fanfire, Sinking, Dark Magic, we believe in those. Those worlds did not exist until we created them. And those characters, people now know them as like fully fledged human beings that I know that guy from
Yeah.
that particular play. And also with findings is what we're doing. We're not scared to be judged.
No. The point is to be judged.
That's the whole
The
point.
point is to be judged. I think
So
the
that we
point,
get different information and
the
move
point
to-
is to like
Yo, these
really-
lights make my side low, guys. Chill us down. Hey. Oh, then ke tene wena ke le bontse. Hey. Bona go re botsana bia.
funny.
Hey.
Oh my god. No, but I think
Okay.
Guys, this
Yeah.
is going to be an important part of this conversation.
yeah.
Listen.
What's going on?
Papa.
Soul.
Le kae?
Re bona le kae?
How wa ke rena bana ba?
Sale ke tha ke beile moganya phateng.
Be ke santse ke fitlhile na mpile le yani bele ke mo ke sa le mo Edenville re a record even.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So ke tla bona hore ke feta neng mo mara keke yona e sa le gona ke tlo tla le yona.
Una bothata gore o itaira rote se ka pele ka re di re bo ma 11 ke ba ke tswa ke ya kereke.
Wa ona bothata. Ke tla make sure ge ke tla early.
All right.
Okay, ga ona bothata ba dumeleng ka gae.
Ba tla dumela.
Love you.
Love you more.
Oh my
Bye.
god. That is so nice.
Damn.
So yes.
What a flex!
Which and this is what like it was.
But I have a question though, like
Yes.
because I'm thinking about it now. They have a relationship, right? But how many siblings do you have?
6.
Yeah.
Let me just say
As-
6.
That's all.
My point
6.
is that when you're listening in, it's like, oh, there's a mother and there's a father and then there's Soli, right? As a father, especially of like multiple kids,
Yeah.
how do you
Oh,
carry
Yeah,
yourself?
but,
navigate
but
around.
you spoken about it the other day
Yeah,
that nako o bolela ka bana ba di tlaela
Yeah,
gore
yeah.
motho shukile swika and
do it
you
anyway.
must
Yeah.
every kid and every father they have different relationships.
This is true because
So
it's very interesting.
if you are 6 from home,
Yeah.
you know they don't have the same relationship.
They have
with
like
the
a
father.
different
True.
but
They have,
working.
there's a space where they meet each other.
My point is, like,
How does he
no, but genuinely,
himself
like you
around.
have colleagues that you work with,
Yeah,
but you have friends,
yeah,
but you have like a limited amount of friends.
yeah. Because some friends are very fucked up.
My point is
Ar-
that
ar- ar-
there's only a small group of people that you get along with.
Yeah, but
now-
it took us probably before we even get along. It took us 4 or 5 years.
My point is now
Yeah.
you are a father with 6 kids.
Yeah,
You need to figure out how to get along with 6 people.
Bachwa guy.
who are different
Bachwa guy.
That is very true. Which is like, this is where I'm glad my dad called because now I can be able to seize this opportunity to ask this random question that I've had, right? So it was his birthday, as I mentioned, like Mawan, you know.
Yeah.
The question being, let's answer it as if your father was there, number 1.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, abajo.
Oh
Number
wow. Jalapin.
Go on.
Number
Yeah,
2,
Jalapin.
as if you were a father.
Yeah.
I am.
Yes, over. Number 3.
You are not a father.
Yeah, as if you were to be a father, right? What? No, the question I'm going to package it in this way. What birthday present would you give your father?
What birthday present?
1, yes.
Father.
What birthday present do you think you'd like to receive as a father? What's your favorite birthday present if you've had any? And it doesn't have to be anything physical or so.
I mean, that is a very specific to an individual in the sense that it obviously depend on my father and who he is and what he likes. I don't think it's going to be like a general gift that I'll just give any father, right? It has to be specific to him.
Yes. So
number 1.
Let's ask Masai.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yes.
before I'm answering, I'm just
Yes.
saying like number 2, it will depend on where I am in life. And where he is in life. Because these are all hypotheticals, right? If I'm a billionaire, I'm giving him a different gift as compared to as I am me right now because of affordability. So those are the 2 sort of things I need to consider. My father, as I know him as he is right now, I think growing up, he also loved music. And I think the gift I'll give him is probably like a giant working keyboard. Depending on how rich I am, it's probably going to be like a grand piano. If I'm like within the millions and the billionaires, I'll be like a very good grand piano.
But you are.
You know what I'm? No,
You have a lot of money, dog.
I don't have
it's
grand
on the way.
piano money. Like I am for
Not yet.
No,
It's
not
just-
yet.
it's just
Yeah,
coming.
not yet.
This guy is lying. This guy is one of the amazing painters in this country.
Yes.
They do not
and
know.
I think most people haven't realized or recognized that Masai is a fucking brilliant painter in this country.
He's a
And
father
I'm-
to a
I'm
lot of
grateful.
artwork.
Yeah, and this millions he's speaking about probably has those millions in his apartment in Joburg.
Yes, it's like-
so this guy is just lying to us to say, if I have money.
There's revenue in there.
My friend,
There's
My
a lot.
point is,
Yeah, go to
it
your
be-
point. Sorry.
It will be a key instrument, a keyboard or a grand piano, depending on the situation. That's something. Also, again, vice versa, depending on where I am, it'll also be a same instrument. As a kid, I fantasized about playing a piano or a grand piano. I loved the idea of playing a piano. I've never had the opportunity to, and I think I'm gonna eventually put myself through the learning just to know how to play it. I don't have to be like a professional about it, just to have
And that's
that
why-
experience. Yeah,
and that's why you play trumpet with your mouth.
that's probably why. Because I think I would play on the table. Obviously, the sound has to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So probably like an instrument like that, something that I would really appreciate for my father and also as a father. Those are I think that also. If situations were different and we grew up around the same house, I think that's where we probably would have bonded around.
Yeah.
We probably bonded around music and movies and creating, because they're also creative as well.
Sure.
Yeah. So I think that's my
okay.
submission.
And what do you think you would get, like, briefly, in terms of a gift? Yes, imagine you're
same thing.
your
I just
father.
said, same thing.
Oh, you would like
Yeah,
to?
same
Oh,
thing,
okay.
same thing.
No.
Yeah. That has always been. If I don't have it already, obviously, that has always been my dream, and like to learn how to play a piano or a key instrument thing. I think it would help me think through as well. I still have terrible ADHD. And I think a piano is a good instrument to keep the
really
hands
keep
busy,
you-
because my hands are always
True. There was a time where Masai,
hey.
we were working on Dark Magic, and there's the guy who actually has been in prison. I'm like, Masai, Masai, get this guy. Matso a bolele, mara o bolela ka muka ka tlhoho fela. Hey, jiki bona. No, I see. You are indeed your father's son, Masai.
Yeah, I think that would have sort of.
Did you hear me?
What did you say?
You are indeed your father's son.
Oh my God. No, I am. I think also contrary to, not even contrary, like just to clarify, like the relationship that I have with my dad is like a fractured one in a sense. I'm removed from sort of like that responsibility or sort of like that
Do you know when you were
accountability, stuff like that. Like I think like people grow up, people separate, and I think that's what happened with my family when with my father, and that's what happened. I have no sort of resentment towards him. Could he have done better? Of course.
Yeah.
Anyone could have done better. This is not that.
born? My father is getting his gift every year.
Nice.
He left us for death and he's shocked when he sees us alive. I'm joking.
That is in there.
So when I'm calling briefly, what you've already answered the first part.
No, it's a joke, man. It's a joke. Where's your sense of humor?
You never know. It might be there's like I'm alive. That's gift enough for you.
Yeah, but he needs to swallow that. You know, probably when he left said, "Dilo check him they will turn out to
He's
be
like,
let me take my backs and leave these things."
yeah.
Yeah, then we turn out to
And
be.
then, if this is the point that you were talking about, he was the one agreeing on the thing. He was talking about like, I can't afford this laptop.
Yeah.
I can't. No, you are agreeing with me.
Yeah. You want to give my father a gift?
No, I don't know.
No, but
that.
I'm trying to build a gift for my
I
father.
don't know him. I don't know what to give him. I think.
Well, I don't know him, and I don't know
So
him.
no, you don't have to give like a generic gift for like a father.
I forgot when he was born. I forgot his birthday.
That's not the question.
I'm lying.
That is not the question.
So a
The
gift
question
that
is
I
a
would like
gift.
to receive as a father, I'm receiving amazing gifts. My daughter is very.
On one side, this one is bragging about their daughter.
No, it's not bragging, bruh.
No, it's cool. It's
But
no,
you need
it's
both.
It's not bragging. It's fine.
Like,
on the other end,
both the father and the child.
on the other side, the other one is bragging about their father. God dang, what am I supposed to brag about?
No,
What's going on?
being a father yourself, it's a choice that you can make. You're just
Masai
delaying that.
Toma.
One is a dad. One has a dad.
Yeah, I mean, when I would let you know, be dead. So my daughter is doing a lot of things every year.
Okay, yeah.
I think since she was when she was 1 until 3,
Yeah.
I would be with her. You know,
Yes.
That would be a greater thing that she would do. And after that, she would write letters.
Yeah.
Bring drawings, buy gifts, probably with my money. But she has been so present and made it really interesting. So I've received all the gifts, and I believe that we have a long life together to receive more gifts. But there's something about my birthday though now that has shifted. I buried my mother on my birthday. So that day is a different day altogether.
Yeah.
So it's,
I think also like the older you get, the less weight it carries, unless like it's one of like those points in your life, like when you're turning like in your 50, when you're turning 60, like those are the ones that have some impact. But from like 28 upwards, it's just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every day is unless maybe people really cherish 30, don't know why. But from that, every day is literally every day. At least for me, there's always been that. For me,
but I was never in
for
in
me,
the age race. I'm not interested in that thing.
It started much
me, I just
younger,
want to make money and be a better person.
Yeah,
That's
for
all.
me, the age thing started much younger. I just wake up one day.
But with
and they're like,
birthdays
yo,
and
you are the-
parenting, they with me. My mother never failed, Chief. My mother bought a cake, whether cash shop right or she never failed. You know, she never failed.
You know that pink and brown and white
My
one?
friend, with that cream.
With that cream and those sprinkles.
And I think that's why. Well, I don't want to speak shit here, but me, whether you say happy birthday to me or you don't, I don't. It doesn't affect me anyhow. Whether we celebrate it or we don't, it doesn't affect me anyhow.
I think it's also nice, but I for me, it doesn't affect me. Yeah. But when it is said, especially from like an unexpected friend or someone,
it has. To interject, if you are in my life, when it comes from you and saying, "Hey, Doc, happy birthday," it means something to me. But if you did not say it, I'm not gonna
hold you against it.
True. It's like, there's no fussing over it, but we know it's important, and I'm able to still celebrate my friends beyond their birthdays and still be able to take a shout out. Because I think it's imagine this, right? This is where it's something that is like correlating to the question that I asked. Imagine a play or a movie or something, and in the narrator is narrating this part as there's moves, there's an empty rocking chair, the tractor has caught dust because no one is driving it, and they go into an empty closet, and the voice there of a young man, I'm imagining Masai going like, this drawer does not have enough slips of the socks I could have gifted to my father. You know how like we as men would be like, guys, we are tired of having socks, right?
Well, I don't wear socks.
Yes, it's like we are tired of having socks.
I don't wear socks.
Go on.
I know poets, they think of other socks. No, I don't like. Look, I'm not wearing socks. I don't really. They make me really uncomfortable.
Yeah, so I could.
They do have like a sort of like a heat thing as well. They look like,
Yeah, so I could. I'm imagining that, and it brings me to as a not necessarily a reminder or an alert that this being an investigation and like finding what we are talking about is that sometimes the answers of some things or the findings of some things were already in here. They just needed to be spoken so that we are able to be aware of them, right? Because findings is not necessarily, I would like to believe and hear your thoughts on that. It's not necessarily a thing of Papa Otsamaile, but it's really like the people who are around. For example, in one of our episodes, I think it's episode 2, where we were speaking about what happens to those who are left and those who are carrying the weight when the father leaves. Right?
I think also like what is very important, especially like what we, one of the things we're trying to unearth here is the idea of like the stereotype that is formed or that has calcified around absentness, right? We're trying to decode if really these things are true, right? To say like an absent father equals a broken family, or a present father equals a healthy family, or you know what I mean? What does absentness mean? Trying to decode these things using like these conversations. And at the same time, the more you speak about them, the more you sort of realize things about yourself and things about your friends. It's like, oh, that thing you said about, you know, your dad or fatherhood makes sense, and how you've been approaching your work. And also what have been like a reoccurring themes in your work as well. I think that's very important right now, is that all of these conversations will have to be animated, forged into creative outlets, right? We do not start it just like for podcast sake. Right? It is a part of a process.
It is.
What people don't really understand is that this is just bringing people into the reading rehearsal room. This is no different from what we do already when we're breaking down a script or a poem, right? We just put cameras and microphones and says, watch us take you on a journey on this, as scripts are being developed. So yeah, towards the end of this season, it is a season, I suppose, but towards the end of the season, all these conversations will be turned into essays, will be turned into plays, into paintings, to be experienced and
into
to be
poems.
Into poems, yes,
and
to be experienced and to be consumed.
An important thing about this, or one of the most important things, is it's a different way of creating work. Because here we're not saying like we have a specific synopsis and these are the people in the world. But we are saying what is the world that is around before we even go into the world we're trying to build. It reminded me of, was it last week? I was in workshops and I got to think about this, that every time we're writing a play, the beginning of the play is not the beginning of the world. The ending of the play is not the ending of the world, right? I would see it. I'm a weird person who sees in images. I think that's one thing that people don't know. So
that you see images.
Yeah, like my ideas and everything.
But you're not
yes, but like at the back of my head.
I see images.
I
people
do.
don't know.
I
Like,
smell scent. I hear sound.
I
People don't
feel
know.
and this is weird about me.
It's a weird concept. If you would actually ask my family members in terms of how weird, in terms of creative it is that my brain, this is so weird. My brain is able to project. Like my brain is able to project things even when I'm working or something.
So thinking.
But not necessarily. I think it's different from thinking. So
sorry.
thinking is just having a world, but projecting is actually a world that is playing. Right?
Okay.
So, and for me to be able to activate.
Thinking.
No, it's not thinking. Thinking is what we've been doing all along. But this is a thing that hasn't been happening here and there, right?
Yes.
It's a thing whereby for me to be able to get into that world of building a story and everything, I have to physically hold something. My grandmother used to call me Mkachan, because Mkachan, I think it was this person who was, I think he was mentally ill. He always had things in his pockets and in his hands. And for me, I used to carry a lot of sticks. I was that weird kids who used to carry a lot of sticks. I always had a pen in my hand. And I think that's one of the reasons why I became a writer, because not to look weird, especially when I was growing up, I was like, I'll hold something that is familiar instead of a whole stick because it's weird holding a stick. And then that's when I started holding pens, and Jiggy I started just fiddling with the pen, and I became a writer.
That's interesting.
Right.
That's interesting because like that also shows me, not in a terrible way, obviously, but again, myself, even you, most artists and scientists are known to be on some type of a spectrum, right? Some, is it called neurodivergence now? Type way of like looking into the life. Like you figure out like, oh, I used to do this thing as a child only to grow up and then that professionals have named it something, right? Whether or not it's an illness or mental, whatever, that's up for debate. But the fact is you are this type of an individual that is obsessed with sticks and holding things, and that sort of developed into something, right? And I maybe segue or into having parents that clearly there's something loose in here. But obviously you're a child, you don't have the vocabulary to express it, or you sort of approach it with some type of respect, right? I think there's a lot of South Africans who are dealing with parents that have mental illnesses that are not, diagnosed. And you have to deal with that thing. It was like someone says, you guys must come back home at 6. And you're thinking it's some type of a law that they put, but they have an obsession with things happening at a specific time in a specific order. Go on.
But also, those our parents, they were raised by apartheid, chief. What are you doing when the street at 6? You don't have a baby.
No, but I'm using that as an example. I'm using that as an example.
But you're speaking of it as like systems, right?
Yeah.
And those systems were in place, and those systems were imposed on them. So our parents, they were raised by those systems. So they think those systems works. It's like if you're going to... I think we've spoken about it previously, that if you have a kid, if you tell your mother or you are sitting with your friend with the mic and you're having a conversation and that thing is a career, you're out of your mind. My mother told me to get a job for years. Says
like
lento yakho uzoyenza.
But then, no, what you're talking about, the system that exists that sort of, molded people in a specific way. But what I'm talking about is actually, like, let's say, for instance, what do you do as a child when you have a mother with bipolar, right? Someone who's calm one moment, switches the other moment altogether. Something that requires medical, social work, or psychologist or psychiatrist. We do not grow up around any of these three, things. We just have a parent that we know, or this specific, in this house, we don't talk after this time. You know what I mean? Some people have had those experiences that our approach in respect, our approach in homes and authority, it's also dictated by the state of mind our parents have, right? You can even slide in apartheid back in it, like when a mother comes back home from raising children, right? Because she was working as a maid. She comes back home to more children, right? She never is just a girl, right? She's never a girl. She's worked for these people maybe since she was like 19, 20. And now she's like 40, 45. She has never been a girl her entire life. So you're dealing with this person that...
Irony, she's always been called a girl.
Yes, it's messed up. And not in a way that I'm talking about it now. You know what I mean? But when she's working... I remember I saw my grandmother working from work with other ladies and how they were talking and how loud they were laughing. And I was like, that's a girl. Like I saw her and I'm like, no, that's
a moment of her being herself.
Bruh, like she was laughing and I'm like, those are girls, bruh.
Like Saloka Mkhagulari, hey.
And
you're like, hey.
Those are girls. You know what I mean? And you see your grandfather or your father with other men, it's like, those are boys.
Exactly.
I hated that thing.
Yeah.
I hated that thing.
Which one?
That my mother had to wake up and go raise other kids, white kids. And when I begin to make money, I told my mom, like I asked her, how much are they paying you? And she says, they give me 3,000. And that 3,000 is taking care of you. And I told her, you're no longer going there. I'm going to give you that 3,000 every month. And now that I'm older, now I moved to a new place.
So congratulations.
Thank you. I'm struggling with hiring somebody to help. It's a challenge.
yes.
It's like because I struggled with that thing with my mom. So like,
Same.
so how am I gonna behave in this house? You know,
Oh,
how am I
talking
gonna
to
treat-
I think
Like,
it's that. It's
you
that
know,
thing of like
That is tough. I've given it thought as well. When we moved in where I live now.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. No, man. Is that the idea of finding a help? That is
It's hard.
Also like because of our age, the most likely help you get is around our age, right? Or older.
Older.
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And
Older.
it's or your mother's age. And
My
it's-
friend.
and this lady comes in and she humbles herself and she cleans it spotless and she's barely asking for anything. I just like, there's no way I'm paying this woman this amount.
Like,
I think it becomes that.
Yeah, even though she was like literally, because the way others people are in agencies, she's just there for like one day, and you're like, no, my mom or my grandmother did this every day for the same amount,
and we went to school. And we had Christmas clothes.
bruh, these people were magicians.
They were, and like they build houses.
Yeah, they built houses.
With the amount
we
that
struggle.
likely one I'm like, I won't survive on that. You know how like you're Maui.
Muna, I saw my mother's slip when I was 18 and she showed me. I didn't have the concept of money at that time. I was still a child. I was still like, you know what I mean? I was just getting into the world of like the economics and how the world works. I think I was like 12, 13. It didn't make sense then. It did. I was like, how?
Where? It's not money.
And that
Where
time
do
you're
you
eating
get-
every
This is
day.
not money.
Yo,
You go to school, you have clothes.
Yo.
Your
Muna.
fees are paid.
People are
There's
You're warm, you
groceries.
eat every day.
Yeah.
people are.
Go na le 80 kg.
Muna.
And there's 3 of you in the house.
Muna.
Oh, well, there's 6 of you in the house.
There were
Muna.
6 of us.
Yo,
Yeah.
my house was full.
Yeah.
And I'm just
We were like
how?
a 3-roomed house
Yeah.
with all 6 of us.
Bruh.
And you all ate.
We all ate every freaking day.
These people are magicians, bruh.
But here's the thing, though. There's a thing that happens to us from how we're raised by these women and these men
Yeah.
that is highly influential in how we create these works.
Yeah.
And I think most of my plays, I've never written women as strong because my mom was strong. My mom was a superhero,
Yeah.
you know. And when I create world, I always run away from a strong character of a female.
Why so? Because you have.
My
Good
life is
reference.
surrounded by strong women.
Give an
Like,
example. I would assume that's why you would write them.
yeah, but when I go to write,
Yeah.
I don't have conversation with strong women.
She's just a
characters.
girl. You're like, I just wanted to just be a girl.
Yeah, my mom was a magician, dog.
No, but
My mom.
they do
my mom
amazing
They should
owned
things.
never show
3
you that
pieces
slip,
of
bruh.
land in Limpopo, bro.
They should never show you that slip. That slip.
Oh,
that
you'd
slip
be shocked.
Will break you.
You will be shocked.
That pay slip.
and you being angry, not eating because
That-
you need a Chuck Taylor.
Pay slip will
and
break you.
It's like because you can finish it in a day.
Eh?
You go out and
it.
blow
But the
it.
economics were different
Yes.
then. Nah,
Like
no.
this.
No,
You
that
know-
money bought us Christmas clothes. I had Christmas
New
clothes.
Year
up-
clothes.
Till I think 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's something about
17.
Yeah, my mom bought me clothes. Well, I wasn't wearing...
Christmas. I don't mind buying
Yeah,
clothes.
but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Christmas clothes are 17.
Well,
Yeah,
from
same
time
here,
to
I
time,
still had
even
them,
now,
yeah.
even this year, I'm gonna wear new clothes on Christmas.
there's something
no,
about it.
I
There's some pride of
I think I stopped at grade 8.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we grew up in
For-
Joburg, not in Mahofe.
For me,
What's
it was
wrong
like
with Mahofe?
continuous.
There's no Christmas tree in Mahofe.
We have-
But I look at it.
I'm not going to dispute that.
No, I'm saying not to
I'm
say
trying to
till
defend
70.
you. I can't defend you.
Nah, you don't have a Christmas tree. You don't understand what Christmas is.
No, we do.
You have
we do.
pangas and beers and bash.
Hey,
and all of
Especially
that.
kasati njaba Masai plus kasati njaba Masai ba.
I like how Son is playing with his hands. You're not on camera, bro.
Yeah, you must
But
show your
again,
hands.
bro, it does that thing to you.
It does a thing, yeah.
No, man, it does. No, it also, again, what happens now is that every time I go home, and I see the conversation people have about money, and whether it's with my mom, whether it's with my aunts, whether it's with my siblings, whether it's with my dad, whoever's like it's around home, I realize the distance in terms of like the relationship I have with money and the relationship that they have with money, right? Because obviously like where they are and how money sort of moves around. Like here you spend 1,800 rand like this. You know what I mean? At home it's different.
But going home is 250 rand.
Yeah, but home is different. Like when you're there, 1,800 rand, just like I spend 1,800 rand, they're like, "Wagaf." You know what I mean? Just they're like, whoa.
What's happening?
You know what I mean? Because again, it speaks. I think this is also like a good way to move into why our parents, fathers involved, had to move from where they lived
to the cities.
Because to be fair, some of the things we do, especially as creatives, they are nearly impossible to do back home, right? Impossible to extend to make that type of money with them, right?
I disagree.
And it's not, no. I'm not saying in the sense that it's like unattainable, right? It's not unattainable. I think impossible is it's a bit of a it's not a right word, but yes, but it's not as easily an attainable thing, right? Because in order for me to do this podcast with you guys, I have to be within the space. I can't travel from Limpopo to come here.
No, but
you know what I mean, to do this podcast. And I'm not saying there are no podcasts in Limpopo, but I need Saudi and I need you, right?
Yeah.
And which means I have to be here. So proximity matters.
So I also believe that
Yeah.
when we were young, we grew up in community groups in Tembisa, doing community theatre, and we're exposed to the market theatre at some point, and the city and all of that. And I believed that to be a successful artist in this country, you need to go to Joburg or whatever. And that was a lie for my life.
Okay.
I became a better artist and I made better money when I decided to make my art in Tembisa, when I decided to build a TX theatre. I know you because of the TX theatre. I know you because of the TX theatre. I'm traveling the world today because of the TX theatre. And before the TX theatre, that was an impossible thing.
Yeah.
Because we are made to believe that success is out of our comfort zone. We can be. You have a home in Limpopo. You have a home in Limpopo. I have a home in Limpopo.
Yeah.
We are. I'm in conversation now to build an art center in Limpopo.
Yeah.
That's going to dismantle the whole system of theatre in this country, and we are going to take it home.
I agree with you in terms of like it's not easily attainable, and
It's not easy.
Yeah. That's my point. That when you are, especially when you are like a like me, dealing with different things.
Sure.
I've contemplated this. Like, no, man, I don't need to be in Joburg to write a script. I don't need to be in Joburg to write a script.
Or to paint.
Right? Or any of those things. But there's another element below that, which is, for us as creatives, we almost always require some type of community.
Community is built anyway.
Exactly.
So there's a thing that we want to follow, which is like it's nonsense for me. We want to be part of being seen moving, but nothing's happening.
True.
We want to be seen there and there. There's things that need to happen, but nothing's happening. If you really look at yourself and look at your work, you make more things and more work when you're not part of that moving up and down.
Yeah.
We create from a space of silence, a space of quietness.
But no, that's what.
But also
what I'm talking about. No, it's not even necessarily like in terms of like movement or whatever. It's people to bounce ideas off. I'm not talking about competing.
My ideas are crazy. Your ideas are crazy. I mean, we are commissioned, both of us, to write Hangman's News. You're writing for Twana, I'm writing for Ekuruleni.
Yeah.
And also in that space of writing for me is I don't want to think there.
Yeah.
Because in Hangman's News, there are different writers who think differently.
Yeah.
And my writing makes sense when I close my door.
Yeah.
But when I'm sitting with you, the only time my writing is gonna make sense is when you see it. Mm-hmm. I'm not a writer who's gonna sit in circles and speak about ideas and all of that. Yes, I can participate if a conversation comes up, but I'm not gonna create from that point. Mm-hmm. This is a private conversation. It is made public by these cameras in front of us.
Yes.
Hence, we are able to unearth and unpack these things that we're trying to unpack here. But I can't do that in a bigger community.
What do you mean?
Exactly what I mean is you saying the things are impossible to achieve when you're home and whatnot. You need to build a community in Joburg and whatnot. The person who's producing one of my biggest plays lives in California.
Yeah.
He does not live in South Africa.
I think,
like,
I don't want to like compare Tembisa with Mahove.
But what I'm saying is, no.
Yeah.
And I don't want us to, and this is my opinion, that's your opinion. I want to protect mine. Mine is, we need to defeat the distance. The distance need not to be an obstacle for us to do what we want to do.
Okay.
And that's the beginning of our success. We went to Grahamstown with Solly got 70,000 from NAC, and we survived Grahamstown with 5 productions. We defeating the distance. What makes us to think we're not gonna succeed, and it's part of what we're doing to dig these things.
Yes.
These things happen because you said, let's put time and date and do this thing.
Yeah.
Chief, whether you are in Mahove or you are in...
This is the most Mahove has been spoken about on the
but
internet.
you're from Mahove and this is how... Have you been to Mahove? I've never been to Mahove. I know Mahove from you.
This is the most that place has been spoken about on the internet. I've never...
Wow.
No.
No, they should thank him.
No.
Mahove is known now.
No, not in that sense. Not in that sense. It's just like, I'm actually quite proud because I've never... I think, again, every place, especially in the country, needs sort of someone representing it creatively as well.
Yeah,
right? Because those stories are unique to that place. And that's sort of like the roles that I've played, I've been trying to play in sort of in my writing, specifically in Dark Magic. Trying to represent and sort of showcase the stories of Mahove, because a lot of people don't understand places like that, right? Because they're neither township nor are they village. There's some weird thing in between that is sort of forced to exist in that sense. And coming from a world like that, a world that is also not necessarily neglected, but it is not sort of like taken care of, right? The people that take care of Mahove are the people that live in Mahove, right? The people that build Mahove is the people that live there. There's no like free houses or free water or free... No. Everything there is built from ground up. The streets are created in that sense. So there is that sort of like that level of determination
from the actual people.
But I don't, and I'm agreeing with you completely of what you're talking about, like this idea of defeating the distance, and which is very true. But there's two things that happened, and I think as a creative, especially, I've experienced it. Soli has experienced it, and I'm going to give an example with the writing on the wall, right?
Yes.
Which was sort of like a festival, but for poetry, showcases, and done. We've been doing that. When I'm doing the writing on the wall, I will showcase. But my showcasing is different if Soli was calling me to do the writing on the wall. If I'm the finder, the mind, the producer, the one who's in the offices, my creativity sometimes take a sit back and I have to deal with this thing,
everything that is happening.
When you're dealing with... especially if you have a small team, right? You require a bigger team for you to have at least freedom to can rehearse and create. You work in that sense. When you are dealing with work like what they're trying to do with the Shack theaters, when you're trying to do TX, Tembisa Theatre Week, when you're trying to do Val Theatre Week, Mahofe Theatre Week, when you're trying to do these things, your creativity sometimes take a sit back and you deal with the administrativeness of it, right? And depending on the proximity of infrastructure, right? Depending on the proximity of infrastructure and information, and also talent, to be fair, right? That administrative process take up even more time.
Yeah.
Right. And if I am to do something like a theatre week in Mahofe, for an example, not to say that it's impossible, I would have to admit that a part of me would have to take a step back. So do I have to, now that's where like the crossroad or that the road splits, right? Do I insist on just being the artist who creates work and presents the work and find existing institutions to present the work, like the Theatre Week, right? Or do I become the Theatre Week and have my work take a setback at, for a moment?
Wait, why are you creating work?
I can't not create work. I'm a creator.
Why?
What do you mean why? I'm an artist. I create because I'm an
For
artist.
who?
For me. You guys are just an audience of what I am doing, but I'm doing it for me.
Then you don't need the audience.
What do you mean?
I'm asking.
No, I don't. I mean, what do you mean I don't need an audience?
No, you speak of it like I don't think it's impossible, or maybe I think differently. Maybe I'm discovering thinking like but my thing is, Bicham, is market theatre. For an example, we're gonna use market theatre as an institution. If there are no audiences, why should we present work there? So what we go there for is to put our work on stage so that there could be somebody who's receiving the work. And the people who are receiving the work, they're not from market theatre.
Yeah.
They're from different communities.
Yeah.
And in our communities, we have those audiences. I understand infrastructure and all of that.
Yeah.
You could really do a theatre.
But I'm not, you're not.
I think what he's saying is...
My point is
but
that
even
I
in
have
the
to,
other-
for me to do what you're talking about, my work have to take a back seat.
No.
No, I think this is a testament
You are
on that.
adding-
I hear both of you guys.
My point, I added earlier said either that or you have a strong team,
Yeah.
right? And that's where
sometimes
you have to have a strong team. You have to have a team for that, right? You have to have people around you to aid you in doing that thing.
My friend, I understand where you're coming from, but I disagree. And I disagree with this. When we started the TX Theatre, when I came with the idea of the TX Theatre as a performance venue, it was like, I'm crazy.
Yeah.
And when it began to move, Monkeys is the longest who stayed longer. The rest, they said, this guy is crazy. But what is TX today? It's an institution that you can recognize. And I'll tell you that when we first presented our works there were probably 2 people that we knew personally who came to watch the play. But now when we stage works, there are people who don't even know consistency. But we never stopped creating work. It will be affected, but the aim is we have this prolific hunger that we need to respond to. And that hunger, we cannot wait for the funders to fund us or bigger institution to give us spaces. We are going to convince our communities to come and watch us, to come and sit and contribute to developing these works. And imagine if we'll go to Mahofe and we begin this community of people who
Every time you guys say Mahofe.
you get excited. No, but look at it. There were no cars at some point in humanity. And when the first car came to Mahofe or whatever village, kids and humans, even elderly people, would stand on the fence and stare at that car because they don't know what this is. But today when the car passes, it's like it's something normal.
True.
Right?
Yo, limousine. Limousine
But now, if you take your work and say, I'm going to exhibit in Mahofe, yes, you need to educate them. What is this painting? Why is it valued at this?
It's not even about educating them. I think because it's about them, they will get it immediately. Like
but
the work
listen to Zinza, it's called Mahofe.
What are you talking about? The work?
Yeah.
That's about chaos now.
I'm saying that they will relate to it. I'm agreeing with you. It's like when I present it to them, I won't have to educate my people because this is about them.
Yeah, but the medium is not there.
The medium isn't there. The medium isn't there.
But you need to educate them Because
What am I
struggle.
educating? What am I educating?
I struggle in Tembisa to educate people around theatre. And I'm not talking about artists. No. I'm not talking about people who grew up in community theatres and practitioners.
Yes.
But I'm talking about an old woman who walked in and say, Lydia Mbanabaka, ki story samang. Jacob, la mo tseba Jacob. Wa phela motho. Wa le sa mkhalemela ba Thomaside. You know?
Yeah.
And they begin to understand that, they are portraying different people and they're doing this thing. And those people becomes the patron of the theater.
Yeah.
And when you're not doing anything, they come and say, why is that editor? Because we've built that, but we never stopped practicing. It will be affected. I agree. It will be affected, but it's possible. And that's what we need.
I'm struggling. You know where my struggle is, right? Is and I'm using Mahofe as an example, but I can also use like where Soli is from, right? Also as an example in the sense that comparing it to Tembisa, right? When you're looking at, first of all, how you say you've met us, you have to understand where you've met us.
In Pretoria.
Right? And
he came to TX. I met you in Pretoria.
The distance between Pretoria and TX, for me, it's something that I can do. The distance between me and in Pretoria and the State Theatre and the Market Theatre and the Joburg Theatre is also something that I can do. It is, these are existing structures that the work could evolve towards.
That's what you believe.
No, wait. Let me finish my point.
Yeah, finish.
You know what I mean? And also, when you look at the population of, let's say, Tembisa, compared to the population of, let's say, Mahofe or whatever, those places do not have as many people as, you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
That would come. Not only in terms of like population-wise, but also because it's so spread out.
Yeah.
Right? And you would want to create, let's say, you build a theater and fine, you have that, you have your consistencies. There's only so many people that will also frequent there. Not because of lack of understanding of it, but the nature of the place, right? The population of it is very small, right? Whether it's very small compared to Tembisa is semi-developed compared to where we are from, right? Because of its semi-development and also proximity to other cities like Pretoria.
And mobility and all of that.
It has a lot of people to sell these things to. So I'm having an exhibition in Mahofe, right? I've found this place, I've found a structure, I've created it, and then I've done the work, right? Within like maybe like a 2, 3, 5 kilometer radius, there's only so many people that would be interested in the art. And that's normal. I can't force everybody to want to look at a painting for 20 minutes. In fact, that's fine, right? But if you translate, copy and paste that in Tembisa, with the same 5 kilometer radius, that number has tripled or doubled because of the nature of the place, right? It's a township, it's closely packed, it's almost within the millions, maybe I could be exaggerating, of people that inhabit that space, as opposed to 30, maybe 50,000 people in a village that is very thinly spread. So I'm agreeing with you, but I don't want to also ignore the statistics and the facts about village, right? And also the facts about infrastructure, right? And also the thing that I'm trying to like put forward here is empathizing with artists like, empathizing with myself, that's sort of contradictory, but empathize with artists that are from the village that have taken the initiative to move. They didn't move because of lack of innovation or lack of ideas or not wanting to take up the challenge of creating a theater week. They look at what is around them and they said, it's better for me to do it over there. Because if I build a theater here in Ramatlala, 17 people will come, right? But I want this to be a career, right? And for it to be a career, I require at least this many people. I've seen theater TX filled, right? What is its capacity?
100.
Where are you going to get 100 people to come watch theater in Mahofe when there's 100 people in Mahofe? You know what I mean? As an example. So I'm trying to make you understand that it is not from lack of trying or lack of
but I think
ambition.
you are misunderstanding.
So
but you are misunderstanding me in the sense that I'm saying that.
Okay, just to come
then
in,
let's-
because I
let's
hear
fight
both of
then.
you guys coming
No.
in from this side, right? I hear both of you guys. It is not impossible. And I think if I'm understanding you well, right, it's a thing of...
It's self-sacrifice. That's what it is. My point is that it is
True.
self-sacrifice.
I think, yeah.
Success is that.
Yeah, but I don't want to self-sacrifice my art. You know what I mean?
But for your art to succeed, you are sacrificing something.
That's fine for my art to
Yes.
succeed. What I can't sacrifice is my art.
That's
That's my point.
Intelligent give
So
Are intelligent le na batho ba go tlhoka bo papa. Wana ke a tsamaya. And also, no, there's something that you said, which is wrong. No, let's clarify it.
What's wrong?
I'm not disrespecting people who leave homelands to find better lives. I'm just arguing the point that you made that it's not gonna happen, it's impossible, and all of that. But people who leave,
myself. I didn't say like I corrected the impossible one.
Okay.
I'm saying it's difficult.
but
And
also, not every artist is an entrepreneur. Not every artist is
that's
interested
my point.
to host
That is
people.
my point. That what happens.
But
if
we
you're-
need one.
So me, I must do it. Me, I must sacrifice my art for.
You will art later.
Yeah.
So it's this, right?
Yeah.
You guys are saying one thing which is showing different spectrums of the same journey. For lack of words, I'll say the same journey, right? It's a thing of like, at least I'm glad now we've acknowledged and put a cement on the fact that it's not impossible, right? I think it's that thing of population-wise. I think it's more on population that, at least in the township,
And infrastructure.
you have an infrastructure that in this place in Tembisa, for example, you can be able to get 100 seats. At home, for example, giving an example from where I'm from, my high school from grade 8 to grade 12, there would be like 200, 250 if we are a lot. Right? If we are a lot of kids. And saying that to be able to fill venues and there's still
You'll fill it once.
Yeah, it's like
if you do fill it, if
you
fill
do, it's
you'll
something
fill it
else.
Once.
True. You would have to go directly to the school. So I think this is what you are saying as well. What I'm reading from it is that you'd have to have a certain amount of determination and probably the funds and the resources to be able to practice at home. Let's say, for example, Masai is able to practice at home and get all the gigs at home and do everything while still being able to practice. Because it's important, because I know that you're not denying the fact that it's important for them to go home. Because imagine if like the kids from home, or if we actually ran into theater as early as Mkolisi did, right? Like in primary school when we run into theater. Imagine what that would have done to our home, meaning that we would have practiced some things there and things could have happened that if a child from a small township who was performing for 17 people is already having this information and thanks to that person, unfortunately, who had to sacrifice certain things, right? And when they are coming this way, there's growth and there's information. I was talking to actually Shudu, the COO of the studio. So he was like, there was a time when he ran into an opportunity to work so that after that, the company's going to give him the bursary. And after that, it's going to be a thing of like, he's going to come back to work for them. But because we're coming from home and there's a lot of misinformation or we lack of, he said no to that information and it was like a really huge company, right? So I think is that thing of like, we wish the information could reach the children, they could have access to it, even if it's something that theater needs to be practiced in schools.
But also it's the same as trying to be like a farmer in Tembisa.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like location and geography matters, right? There's some things that you can be successful at depending on where you sort of stay.
And also acknowledging that not everyone in Mahofe wants to be an artist.
Exactly.
But there's you who has traveled the world, those became the
Yes.
Messiah that you became.
I think the solution is.
and I think also you are selfish to keep what you've
No,
acquired.
I'm giving you a solution. Listen to my solution. No, but I'm giving you a solution. My solution is.
But you don't want to be told that you are selfish. You are
No.
selfish, my
I'm
friend.
not. But I'm giving you a solution of the problem. It's like what's important for me right now is programs like Theatre Hub. Right? I don't have to.
Which you are a founding member of.
Yes. So where's the selfishness now?
Where
Let
is
me
it?
finish.
Is in
Let me-
Joburg.
No, but that's what Theatre Hub does. It's going to Bloemfontein tomorrow. It was in Makanda and it was in Joburg. So it's a moving thing.
It's going to Maputo
Yes.
next
It's a
year.
moving thing, right? Is that
Sure.
I don't have to stay in this specific place to create there. I could move it there with the infrastructure and the knowledge and the information that I've done. The first time I saw a play, like people enacting a thing, I already knew that it existed. And the first time I saw it is at actually Mahofhe High School. It's there. They came and they did like one of those ones for the for students, and they performed for students. I'd already imagined it. I already had an idea, but the first time I saw it in front of me, it was like that, right? Those people didn't have to stay there, but they sparked something in me, right? And I think now it is up to us as creatives to have the consciousness of knowing that there are some people that will never have access to this until we take it to them, right? As opposed to waiting for Maruping Komagamatala up to build something.
Yeah.
We take it there and then like a moving, I don't want to say, but in fact, yeah, it's like a moving circus almost. They move with a tent, they move with
Animals.
they move with everything, and then they set up tent, and then they'll be here for a week, and then people there can then come, and then we pack up tent, we put it in a truck, and then move around. You know what I mean?
sure.
Because people can never get that access to that, as opposed to us burdening someone like Marupeng in Ramatlala to do something like that, because he will, but he will inevitably lose a lot of money, right?
Yeah, and I understand. And me closing, what I find today, my finding today is, before my finding, most alternative and independent theaters have closed down because it's difficult to
So
sustain.
COVID did a lot of them, but yes.
Even before.
Yeah.
But COVID might contributed to that.
Yeah.
And my finding is, if you don't do it, it will remain the same forever.
True.
If you do not contribute to making it better, it will remain the same. So you have capabilities, you have the knowledge. You might not be interested in building the theater in Mahofhe, or you're not interested to have the finding of fatherlessness in Mahofhe.
Yeah.
But you have the knowledge. You can go and spark that in someone
With
who's
Theatre Hub.
going to do that.
With the Theatre Hub.
It depends, because you are
But I can do it with the Theatre Hub. I can take it there.
yeah. You want me to close my part, or you want to close it for me?
Sorry.
Okay, Soli.
Sorry.
Okay, sharp. But you, you see what I.
Yeah.
You need to expose. We need to expose it to them if we cannot do it, at least, so that it could be sustained.
Yeah.
When I started theater in Tembisa, I was 9 years old.
Yeah.
Probably 3 out of those 57 kids that I grew up with that stayed to this point. Probably there's only 2 of us or 3 of us who are earning a living from this thing, right? It's hard and easy to stay in it. So for me today is, if you do nothing about something, it remains the same.
True, yeah.
And it's evident in our work. You were just a kid in Mahofhe in a classroom, but today we could write your name on Google and Google would respond with more than 6 pages. But so there's a kid who is just a kid now.
Yeah.
In the next 20 years, he's going to be in Google or ChatGPT now or Grok, because things are shifting. So for me, that is a finding and a gift to my father. I found
that's
that
beautiful.
I must think about the gift. So that's what it was nice chilling with you, gents.
Yeah.
I had fun.
It's tough.
We are going to
It's
Bloom
getting
tomorrow.
interesting. It's getting interesting. Like it's becoming. But again, I think that what's very important is to also emphasize that it's a movement that is towards a product.
Yeah, I think we also need to sit with someone when we shoot the next episode.
True.
I think we need to sit with someone
Yeah.
who is not our friend.
Yeah.
Who'd ask those questions and
We have
spark
very
the
important questions to ask. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because some other things are not. We can't find them because we've already found them as friends.
Yeah,
we're
we
sitting
need-
together.
yeah.
We need somebody who's not our friend who hasn't found what we've found.
Yeah. Also,
and help us to do that.
Who doesn't care about our feelings?
Yeah, hey, we care too much about our
I
feelings.
care.
Okay.
I care about
in a
you,
very
boy.
like
Thank
in a
you.
very short
Yeah.
closing. Yes, just
No, community. It's very important. As an artist, wherever you are, find people that are interested in the same things that you are interested in. But also be very careful in terms of like your people, how you gauge people. Some people are very evil out there.
Yeah.
So just
yeah.
because you get along or you both do music does not mean you guys are friends.
True.
But also find people that are also sort of interested in creating an industry and an ecosystem around you. This idea that there's an industry that people need to go be a part of is an illusion. You have to create your own ecosystem. And then if it outbids through this industry someday, that's good.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, always create. Always have people around you, people to bounce ideas off, however crazy they are.
Yeah.
And then, community for me is very important.
it is.
Yeah.
So what's happening is that we have this podcast, and as you've heard from our episodes, is that we are trying to find things. And there is a way for you guys to be a part of this, as we've already seen that you guys are a part of this by subscribing, liking, sharing, and being part of the community. One of the other things and ways that we could be, and we're trying to be intentional about, is that the more we can be able to get subscribers and the more we are sharing those so that people can actually get to work, is that it's possible for us to be able to monetize this channel, and that way we can be able to even get to fund this body of work. And that way, so that we can be able to invite more people, that as the same way you guys said, it's important for people to hear these conversations. It would be an honor for us to have you guys be part of the findings, especially on the stage with the paintings, with the poems, and with the essays. So yes, please tell your people to subscribe and everything.
Okay, I'll start. I think for me, ultimately findings with this season dealing with fatherlessness and absentness, and the next season that's dealing with other stuff. Hopefully we can touch on addiction. I think I want to touch addiction on the next season. With this season dealing with fatherlessness, the next season dealing with addiction, and all of them going to a specific project at the end. My point is, when you subscribe, when you're becoming part of the community, you join us on this journey, and you find an art community, right, of people, not necessarily as a creator, but also as an audience member, as an art lover. You get taken on this journey. So by subscribing, what you're effectively doing is like you're joining this spaces that are alternative, places where you would gather other than what is known, what is popular, like a church, like a tavern, like a club. I think us as a Black community, we need to really be careful, and we need to be very intentional with where we gather and our leisure time. So findings for me is the program or the process of creating alternative leisure time for Black people or Black South Africans, so that they can gather and enjoy each other's company beyond groove, beyond church, beyond tavern. So subscribing, you would get to follow us on this journey, and you get to know where to gather next. And what we present is theater, is music, it's fine arts, visual arts. Thank you, visual arts, fine art. These are beyond what we are talking about. They are also an alternative spaces for leisure for Black people. So your subscription is sort of like signing up to be invited to these, other spaces that we all crave, especially like, not everyone is into groove, not everyone is into like church, but you still like a socialite. You want to gather into the spaces. So that's where we come in. Theater Hub, TX Theater, exhibitions. All of these things are spaces for leisure for Black people together. And it's very important to have that conversation, not just like loosely as, because I think it's a much deeper conversation. Where do black people gather?
Yeah.
That's a question I think I need answered next. You know what I mean? Where do we gather? Because it's only during a derby of some sports, at church or at Groove Club or Tavern. That's it. And that can't be it. When you're living, especially where we live, amongst other communities, whether the white people or Indians or whatever, you go into like their restaurants and others, they gather into like, they have created other spaces for them for the community together other than the ones that I named that are sort of reserved for black people, right? You hardly see just a family outing in a restaurant just as a black family.
There's no
and then
way.
after that, we gather, we get in a car and we go home. Unless you were already living in some type of opulence, you already have some type of a class. You have, as a black person, you can do those things. But generally, if you're from Tembisa, if you're from Mahofe, if you're from the village, you have very limited spaces for you to go gather.
Sure.
So your subscription is sort of an invitation or RSVPing to these events.
So for me, it's important to build a community that could support us, could build us, could criticize us, could contribute to the greater success of our dreams, and also to contribute into the community that you're trying to build outside of this digital community that you're building. So your subscription means a lot to us. And the more than 100 subscriptions that we have, we appreciate you. And please tell your families, tell your colleagues, tell your friends, tell everyone to subscribe to this. We are talking about life. We are creating life. We are artists. We are world builders. So subscribe and be part of this amazing journey of findings. Thank you.
I love how Masai puts it that subscribing is RSVPing for the words.
Yeah.
Shout out. Let's do the things.
Away.
All right.